kindergarten mathematicians, this is Miss Faze from Princeton University, and we are so ready to do a story problem. A what? Story problem. Good. So today we're going to read about our friend Peyton. And in this new story problem type, we're thinking about three things. We're thinking about what do we already know, what number are we trying to get to, and how many more did we need? So after I read this problem, we're going to think about those three questions. Get your eyes on the paper and let's start reading. Peyton has 2 books in her book bag. How many more books does she need to have 6 books? Peyton has 2 books in her book bag. How many more books does she need to have 6 books? Peyton has 2 books in her book bag. How many more books does she need to have 6 books? All right, friends, I said the story problem. Now it's your turn to think about it and say it. Go. Good. That was some great retelling. And now let's go ahead. We thought about it, we said it, and now it's time to solve. So as I said before, we're thinking about 3 questions, and let's think about them one at a time. The first question is, what do we already know? What do we already know? Your turn. Yes, what do we already know? So in order to do that, our reader brains have to go back to reading the story problem. Peyton has 2 books in her book bag. What do we already know? Yes, she has 2 books in her book bag. I'm going to make a circle around the 2 because that is something we already know. Next, we're trying to find out what number do we need to get to. What number do we need to get to? Your turn. Yes, what number do we need to get to? So let's read on to see what number we need to get to. How many more books does she need to have 6 books? What number do we need to get to? 6, and I put a box around it. Now it's time for us to solve with our cubes. Let's start with what we already know. How many books does Peyton have? 2, good. How many cubes do I put on the paper? 2, count with me. 1, 2, excellent. Now we want to know what number are we trying to get to? What number are we trying to get to? So you tell me, what number are we trying to get to? We're trying to get to 6. Let's start back and count to 6. 1, 2, count with me, 3, 4. Do I stop counting? No, because I need to get to 6. I'm at 4. 4, 5, 6. And now I stop because I got to 6. Our last thing is to find out how many more did we need. How many more did we need? And we're going to put a nice little bubble around how many more did we need. How many more did we need? Let's find out. Put your finger up and point to the first cube. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many more did we need? 4. You got it. Put a 4 and circle your answer. That was a great job. And now we need to get to solving on our paper with nice, neat, beautiful circles. So let's go back into the story and see how we can represent with circles. Peyton has 2 books. If Peyton has 2 books, how many circles do I put on my paper? Yes, 2. Count with me. 1, 2. Awesome. Next question is, what number are we trying to get to? What number are we trying to get to? What number are we trying to get to? We're trying to get to 6. We're trying to get to 6. Nice. So let's go ahead and start from 1 again and count to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm up to 6, so I stop. Now, how many more did we need? How many more did we need? We're going to make a nice bubble around the circles that we drew to get to 6. Get your finger ready and count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many more did we need to get to 6? We needed 4. We needed, nice. Notice that we used two different strategies and got the same answer. Say, yes, we did that. Go to your brain, say, I'm a mathematician. Nice. So look at what we just did, and we're going to follow these strategies in the story problem that you are going to do on your own. But before we get to it, we definitely need to celebrate. Let's go ahead and do the hot pepper. Get the spicy hot pepper ready and eat it. Caliente. All right, friends, let's go ahead and go to the story problem. You will do. Our friend Yoki Lee has 4 pencils in her case. How many more pencils does she need to have 9 pencils? Yoki Lee has 4 pencils in her case. How many more pencils does she need to have 9 pencils? Yoki Lee has 4 pencils in her case. How many more pencils does she need to have 9 pencils? All right, friends, we know the problem. Make sure you're thinking about those 3 questions. What do we already know? What number we're trying to get to, and how many more do we need? You're gonna do an awesome job. Show your work and show it neat. Bye.